Adobe Illustrator is a very popular vector graphic tool which is used by all professional designers to create assets for their UIs. And today we are going to talk about that from scratch. Hello everyone, welcome to the Design and Tech Show. This is Shadil Kazmi, your host, and today we are getting started with Adobe Illustrator. And in this video I'll be just talking about the entire dashboard and the UI of this application. So if you are already familiar with this with Adobe Illustrator tools, with this tool, you may skip this one, but I would suggest obviously to watch this because there may be some new things you will learn. So without further ado, we should start. Okay, so we have the Adobe dashboard over here. There is the cloud document, the deleted, the create now button, the open button, and these are some, and I think it's scrollable. Oh, we are at the bottom. Okay, so these are the start a new file file. These are some of the formats. So we'll be going to the create now, save button, and these are some tabs at the top, and again the recent items letter. We'll be making the web one right now. These are some of the options you can have. The letter is also an option. You can see the width, and they have different widths, right? The pixel. So pixels is usually there for web, but we would be using the inches version, the inches one. Yeah. So it's a good practice to use the inches one. Then there is all the, once you move across this, the values actually change. Then you click the create button, right? And you will be greeted with this welcome menu, this welcome page. So at the top you can see there is a file tab, the edit object one with several options in there: type, select, effect, view, and window, and help. Yeah, so these are all of these options. What is this for? I don't know. So now the most important thing is this essentials tab. So it has got several formats in it, or layouts in it. The first one is the automation one, which has got all of these actions right here and some brushes option here, and we will go for the painting one. So again, it's painting, so it has got a lot of color options right here. And the next we can go for the typography one, because that's the next one used. So here you can see there are all the options have been changed to related type, character styles, and layouts, all of that. The next we will go for is the web. So if you're making design for your web, so again the unit is picas. For web, it's good practice to use the pixels one. Next we'll be looking at the essential classic. So this is the layout for those people with the older version of, who are used to the older version of Adobe. The taskbar is 2-layered, there's a top bar. We'll be using the essentials one in this video. And yeah, essentials one. So this is the artboard. This is the main artboard we'll be working. There's a layer section. There'll be layers once we'll be creating stuff. There's the libraries of Creative Cloud. You can work cross platform. This is the sidebar, the selection tool. There are all the tools in the sidebar, right? And you can actually maximize this list by clicking this button. So if you can see only a bar like this, you can click that button and increase it. I like it in one. So we are choosing the arrow button. As you can see, it does nothing. It's just a selection tool. If there's nothing on the artboard, you can select nothing. It's the white one. So let's try creating something of the pen. Let me roughly draw something. No, that's not working. That's not working. So I think we should go for the ellipse, right? So let's make a circle. If you press shift button, it will make a perfect circle. Same goes for all the shapes. And yeah, these are two circles on top of each other, and now they are on top of each other because all of the stuff you do here is in is in layer, right? And now if you see that if you click the black arrow one, it is used for selection and just moving around. And just to give you a more better example of the layer section, you click on this layer and you can see these both of these circles, these ellipses are separate, and there's a color to indicate which one is currently selected. So this is yellow, so this one is blue, and it is currently on top, right? So if we move this below the one, so the second one will come on top. So you can change their positioning from the layer panel. So this comes very handy if you're doing some overlapping stuff. Then there's the white selection tool. Then there's a white selection tool. Yeah. So so what the white selection tool can do is you can click a certain point and modify the shape. So the black arrow cannot have that option. Okay, so it can only be used to move around and resize the entire shape. But the white arrow can actually click certain points, not the center, some points, and modify the shape, morph it, change its curvature, and just make something weird out of it. I'm just making something weird. No, that doesn't work. Yeah, this one, yeah. So as you can see, that was possible by the white arrow. Then there's the zoom magnifying glass again. If you just select it and click it, it can zoom in, zoom out. So I think this works sometimes. It's not working right now. So if you click it, it will go. It will just zoom in, and to zoom out, you can control minus or control plus. If you're a Mac user, then command plus, command minus. Command minus for zooming out. So this and you can also use the scroll bars at the sides like this to position the artboard correctly for your like however you please. So Control Z, and now we'll be talking about artboards. So artboards in Illustrator you can make so this is one artboard, right? You can make more artboard by using this tool. Yeah, so this is one artboard. The second artboard can be created by this. So you just select the sides, and here you have another page in a single document, and you can make something here. So this is a separate layer. I think I should select this. How to select this? There's no option to select. How? Yeah, so you go and select the artboard tool, and now you can select the artboard separately. We'll be working with the artboard 2 right now. So let's create something quickly on top of it. A rectangle, polygon, maybe click shift. Okay. And one more thing I would like to tell is, if you have created a shape and you just tap on the artboard, it would create the same shape again. You don't have to make it again. To give this idea again, by clicking the shift button, I am making the circle, right? So I tap again near it, and it asks me some things, and I click OK, and it makes the entire circle again. Very, very cool, and it really helps, you know. Yeah, so you have these two artboards now, one with this shape and the other with this shape. Now what I'm going to is group them together. Go for object and you click group. Now they both are grouped, and if you move them, they will move together, right? They will be moving together. So if you, and we all know that all PC users just love to, you know, double tap actually. So while we're talking about that, so if you want to ungroup them, you can ungroup them by Control Z and select them and group them, and then you cannot move them separately. And if you double tap them, which we all love to do, you will be entered in something called an isolation mode. And when we current isolated mode, it's group is written over here. So now you can actually move them around. So you are actually inside that group, and you can now modify the placement of those. And if you go for layers, you can see isolation mode written over here as well. So this is how you can modify if something is grouped. You can go into isolation mode. If you want to go, you can click this exit isolation mode, and you will be out. And again, you will not be able to modify each separate shape. So I think this would be enough for today. You have learned the basics of the dashboard, of what is where, some of these tools, some of these steps we'll be talking about in much greater detail, about the layers, about the properties, these ruler grids, and yeah, we will be using these in our next videos as well. They are very helpful when you're making some artwork. So I think this would be enough for today, and this would be enough to get you started with this tool. From next video, we'll be jumping into each specific tool at the sidebar. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.